The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own. It may not be the opinions of the network, their group, their organizations they may be involved with.
They call me Mellow Yellow.
Quite rightly.
They call me Mellow Yellow.
Quite rightly.
They call me Mellow Yellow.
Quite rightly. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. And if you want cup power fill, they call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Justin. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Happy Wednesday, friends. Again, we fucking did it. We made it a whole other week. Like, yay. I'm not at home. So I'm out and about this week. And yeah, so it's a little bit of a new location. So got myself a little window here. For those that joined last night, good morning, good morning, good morning. And thank you for joining last night. I got to fill in on the IWK for Miss Neeners, who is in the UK fighting for all of our cannabis needs. I love it. Good morning, friend. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so glad you could join. Out of town this week, and I kind of was like, oh shit, I didn't bring my laptop, and I only have one device with me, so I can only go live on one platform. So I'm so glad that you came over here and joined me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So great. And so great chatting with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Last night was a good show, wasn't it? I had a lot of fun. It would have been a lot cooler if I could have just sat there and blazed with you, but we got through it. It was a good show. It was good to hang out and chat. So, yeah. I just want to take a moment to share some of my gratitude. I am grateful for good friends. I am grateful for great conversations. I am grateful for learning. I am grateful that there are so many lessons during this human experience that we get to experience. And for that, I'm grateful. Very thankful for that. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So I'm grateful for the sunshine. It's not dark and gray today. And for that, I'm super grateful because, yeah. And it's springtime and we had time change here in Ontario. So our days are getting brighter. The sun's staying out later at night. And that's just like, that's a huge thing. So I'm super excited about that. Wow, what a day. What a day. Yeah, just so many learning lessons this week. It's been entertaining, educational. I got to see Evanescence Thursday night. So that was a great show. That was phenomenal. Absolutely. Yeah, we were there for, so it was Evanescence opening for the Muse. And yeah, it was a very different experience. Muse came on the stage, and there's just an energy about the music, and no disrespect to their music at all. And then just the character they had on the stage was like this bull demon thing with this mirrored face, and it kept turning, and just the vibes with the music. So many people. It was a very, very, very different experience. I'm not gonna lie. It was very different. Evanescence, holy fuck. Let's just say that. Like, her voice, wow. Wow. Yeah, and it was phenomenal. It was a great show. But yeah, just the energy, it really started to change. And yeah, I've been doing lots of talks and self-discussion lately and things. And there's often that I have people invite me out places and invite me to things, and I'm like, no, I just don't. It's the energy. Call me when you're sober. Yeah, she has some great songs. It was the last two songs, I think they're the most famous songs from Fallen. And those were her closing songs. That's what they played closing out. So it was, and the light show, and like it was pretty cool. There was some like big bars on the stage. They were these light bars. They were like very large, and they would spin, and they were so bright. I literally was, I couldn't look when they came out at certain times, and I was just like, wow, like. And then I really thought, like, the vibes. You really got to pay attention to the vibes. So I've realized that I'm on an energy budget. Yeah, my energy is a currency, and I only want to exchange that with people that can reciprocate. Yeah, I used to be an energy whore. I would just give it out. I was just like free flowing energy to anyone. And then I started doing some work, and I started realizing that might not be the best option. So I've been trying to hone that in, trying to come back, trying to really get into my frame of mind, and really, there's expression going around. Recently, I hear it more and more this year, but if it's not a fuck yes, then it's a fuck no. And just kind of following that energy. And that's pretty cool. It can really, really light you up. Yeah, when I believe in purpose, I believe everything happens. Bring me to life. That was it. Bring me back to life. And then I think it was wake me. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've been into the Evanescence songs, but yeah, it's good. It was a great energy exchange. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to her music. She gave back, and it was a very enjoyable experience. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's it going, Kim? Thank you for joining. Glad you could be here. I'd like to say I'm live on location. There's nothing really happening here, but I'm not at home, so I'm traveling a little bit. So I came to talk about mushrooms. Super excited about that. Have some friends that are looking to set up some functional mushroom farms. And you know what? I miss growing lion's mane. I miss growing those mushrooms. I miss that. So I want to get right back into that and dive like It's going to be super exciting. So I did get to make some new meds this week. I'm super excited about it. So these are done with the 7 organic mushroom blends. So reishi, maitake, shiitakes, lion's mane, turkey tail, and there's 7. It's still early in the morning. It's not early, but because I'm in a new location. I didn't really sleep the same last night. So I had nothing negative, but just a lot of thoughts and a lot of, new area. I'm in the country. And the stars. Oh my God, the stars. So I'm just going to add that. I'm grateful for this show, this sky show I saw last night. The stars were amazing. And such a good reminder, especially, at Janine's. I'm so thankful to be there, so thankful for the gorgeous views. But there's always a city glow. There's always that light. There's always that. So I'll send you a message about the turkey tail, sweetie. Yeah, but so this I'm super excited about. And of course, does have a little tiny bit of my magics in it. So I guess it would be an 8 organic mushroom blend with the turkey tail, with the lion's mane. And then I actually added a tiny bit of the lion's mane powder as well. So it might just be doubled up on the lion's mane, which is super good. It's going to help you get rid of brain fog. It's going to help you with memory. And it's super exciting. I've been listening to Paul Stamets and him working on his new his new stacked method. And it's not new, but he's working on a stacked method, and that's where he provides the lion's mane mushrooms, the psilocybin mushrooms, and the niacin. And they're actually able to see that it increases gray matter, which is super amazing. So for those brain fogs, for all of that stuff, yeah, it's going to definitely help with that. I notice a huge difference. Sometimes I say the connections, sometimes you're like, and you just, and they call it brain fog, that kind of foggy, you're kind of tired, you're just kind of not 100% aware. And it's, I just noticed with taking the lion's mane mushroom on a regular basis that it seems to help clear that fog out. And it really seems to bring it back to a level that it's a little bit more manageable. And honestly, it's not as noticeable. I remember when I first started taking the lion's mane mushrooms, and people were like, "Oh my God, how do you feel? How do you?" And you really had to kind of take the time and step back and be like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And that's the thing that I find with meds often, plant medicines especially, that when you start taking them and they're effective, you almost don't notice. I remember when I worked in the dispensary, I would tell people that, excuse me, it's like CBD, when they're taking CBD for pain, when we're introducing CBD into patients' lives, the CBD is not something that you're going to notice per se. It's not like a pharmaceutical. It's not like you're going to wake up in the morning and be like, shit, my back hurts. I'm frustrated because I know I can't vacuum my floors. I know I can't do this. I know I can't do this. And that's frustrating. And that causes this mental thing. And then you take your CBD, and it's, again, not like a pharmaceutical. So it's not like you're like, oh, my pill's kicking in. I know it's going to work. And, I'm feeling it. Okay. No, CBD and mushrooms, functional mushrooms, for me, taking those medicines, you're kind of like, you pull back and you're like, oh, I did, yeah. Like I vacuumed the floor today. And you kind of don't really notice because you're in this, cycle. You wake up in the morning, you're in pain, you can't do the back stuff, you can't do the floor work. But then you take the CBD and then suddenly you're just doing it. You're like, oh shit, I cleaned the floor today. I vacuumed today. I did that. I got to that level. Like, so super interesting and super cool. And that's kind of the same way that I find with the lion's mane mushrooms, right? Is that when you start taking them, you're just like, oh, I didn't struggle with, I didn't. So being aware, coming back, having that brain heart cohesion, again, that I like to preach about, and just being aware of your limitations, being aware of what you exceed at, being aware, and being aware of how your body feels, and just taking the time to be aware. You don't know till you know. It's so true. I like that I sang that to the "If you don't know, now you know" theme. That's not the song, but now it can be. So you don't know till you know. Um, Honestly, I know there's people that say everyone in the world should take mushrooms and that we could cure the world by mushrooms. And I believe in those statements, just not necessarily in that sequence. I believe that everyone needs to be microdosing with mushrooms, adding the functional mushrooms as well, microdosing with mushrooms, taking mushroom supplements, I think, and making sure that you're getting a good mushroom supplement, I think is very beneficial for you. You will hear people talk about bad trips. You've heard that people say, oh, no, psychedelics don't work for me. Mushrooms don't work for me. I had a bad trip. And that's when I come back to my expression that I don't believe that we need to drug everyone with mushrooms and that's what's going to cure the world. I believe that, I know in my heart of hearts that there's traumas and incidents out there that people aren't aware of yet. They're not ready. They're not ready to deal with it. Your healing journey is a journey, and life is a journey. And I think we need to learn things as we go. So I don't personally believe that there's such thing as a bad trip. Um, Mushrooms are sacred children, and they are the medicine, and they are going to show you what you need. So often we think of a bad trip, um, but it's kind of like anything, you hear so many people say, well, I had to hit rock bottom before I knew that I needed to start, moving up or going in a different direction. And you just need to be aware. You need to be aware. You need to welcome things in. And then we also need to be aware of our light. So coming back to that setting an intention and understanding that they are a medicine and that they are going to, show us what we need. And sometimes that might not be what we were expecting. But when you lean into it with love and compassion and light, you're going to have some pretty profound experiences. Pretty profound experiences. So I have shared a link on my Instagram. I am starting some art therapy and some consultations. So if anyone has any questions, you want to chat, you want to know, you want to tap into my mushroom knowledge, or tap into the spiritual journey that I've been on lately, and connect more on a one-on-one personal level, then check out my link on Instagram. I'm going to try and figure out Facebook. I pay to be able to tag my products in Facebook and such in Facebook, and I'm still struggling with that. So we'll figure it out. we're getting there. We're working on it. Learning to do more about blogs, learning to do more in regards to my own website. So definitely looking at getting that information up there. I want it to be more accessible to people. If this is a medicine, and we have fought so hard for the access to medicine, and we need to fight now for those safe spaces and safe environments for medicines, I think is going to be the key, under the right setting and intention again. So if I'm going to go on a mushroom journey, I don't look at it that I'm going to, trip balls on mushrooms or in this. It's a medicine. It sits on my altar. I pray to it. I speak to them. I ask them for guidance. I ask for the positive energies to be put into them. And that's when we ask for our intention. So we can go on a journey and we can ask for ego death. We can ask to be shown our path. We can ask them to highlight the good that we've done in our lives. And we can ask for a bunch of different things, but that's setting the intention. And so when you set that intention and you set that with good energy and set that intention, it can make that mushroom journey so much better. You can really dive in. You can really figure some things out. And it just seems to me that it's been a little bit of a quicker process. You can kind of dive in, get into that mushroom zone, into that spiritual zone, understanding the oneness, the connectedness. And for me, I think one of the biggest, most beautiful lessons that the mushrooms have taught me is that we're all human. I've been doing cannabis and meditation. I bought the book called Cannabis and Meditation. So that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I love that you said that. Plant medicines can be amazing. And I've often joked and told people, I don't consume cannabis to escape reality. I consume to assess reality. Sometimes I need to just be like, oh, fuck happened? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, well, that person said this because their feelings may have been hurt or they may have been insecure, which led to this, which led to. So maybe if I had have held a space for this in this way or could have done this, then that outcome could have changed. And so it's super amazing. I think plant medicines are the gateway to spirituality. I think that they can really show us this path. They can show us where we are, where we're going, and they can show it with love, which I think is pretty amazing. So there's definitely something about going on a plant medicine journey and watching the trees breathe with you. I find a way to open my mind and feel like a new person. Exactly. And one big thing that I've been working on consciously, my conscious work in probably the past 2 months now, has been letting go. And everyone always says, oh, just let it go, just let it go. And, we try. But because we are meat sacks having a human experience, we have neurological responses. Our brains work. And Dr. Joe Dispenza is fantastic at helping explain that. There's some other people as well. But Dr. Joe does it in a way without politics, without religion, And he's able to just make it in a very simple way. And due to outdated beliefs, conditions, systems, other people's point of view, because your personal reality becomes your personality. So what's in your personal world and what's real and true for you, it can become your personality. And so yes, just getting into that moment, being present, being mindful, and accepting with a loving heart. And that's why I go back to my teacup art. I actually did bring a little piece with me today. But that's where I go back to the teacup art, because shit happens. We crack, we break. That foundation that we stood on, it falls apart. You can start a new job. You can start a new relationship. You can be in a new location. And we stand on that ground. We stand and we're ready. And we're like, I'm planting my feet on the ground and I am going to stand here. And this is going to be my new plan, purpose, destiny, whatever it is. And oftentimes for other reasons, but that wasn't what we thought it was. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. And our ground cracks and breaks, cracks. There we go. I've just made a new word. Mellowisms, cracks. It's like printer cartridges, because apparently that was too hard for my brain to say. So I just simplified it to printrages. And it's funny because when I say printrages, everyone knows what I'm talking about. I used to go to the stores and be like, I need a new printrage or printrage. And they would be like, oh yeah, right over at that printer side. Didn't even clue in. But our cups break. That existence that we step on, that ground that you can lay everything down and these building blocks and build on this basis that was your dream partner, that you were in love, you were going to build a life with this person. And then you found out that you couldn't continue and you couldn't build on that foundation because unfortunately that person's traumas were still too present and things were still too toxic in their life and they couldn't deal with it. And you had to step away. You had to take a different route. You had to go a different direction. And that hurts. We shake shit up. Shit breaks. And I used to think it was me. I used to think I broke. And when you think you break, it's really hard to fix. How do you put a human being back together that's not actually broken? And so that's when I like to come back to the teacups, because I didn't break, my cup broke. And the funny part is, there's times I broke my own cup. I was responsible. I was the one that shattered the shit out of my cup because of my thoughts, my expectations, my judgments, my views, my conditioning, my outdated thoughts. And I broke my own cup. I blamed other people because I didn't know any better at the time, but I broke my own cup. But then I learned to put my cups back together. And so having that brain heart cohesion and understanding that we do the very best that we can at the time with the tools that we have. We all make mistakes. We all fuck up. We all should have seen that red flag, or we all should have paid attention, or, there's always something that I'm sure we could have been like. And when we look back, we often should all over ourselves. I should have, I could have, and that's not a good environment to be in. When you actually look back and take the time and pull yourself away from the emotions. And I say, Mel, in that situation, at that time, if someone had have offered you more tools in your tool belt, had have offered you a healthier way to process, had have shown things, if you were able to see in that situation, would you have made the same choice? Absolutely not. No. So understanding that we do the best we can at the time, it's a huge acceptance, and then being able to understand that we are who we are and it's okay. We make mistakes. Our cups break. We break cups. We break other people's cups. That's a hard one. When we break other people's cups and then we want to fix it, but we can't because it's not our cup to fix. But we were partially responsible for someone else's cup breaking. That's a hard one. That's a hard one to swallow. But it is what it is, and you move forward with it. So again, I like, it is what it is, right? Okay, let's go to a quick commercial break. I thank you so much for being here. Love your faces.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Green Irene's Transformative Health and Wellness Coaching. It's hypnotherapy, NLP, and cannabis strategies that will help you change your unwanted behaviors and habits, control chronic pain and illness, beat the blues, and so much more. Train your body and brain. Create an empowered you. Book a discovery call today and get started right away at www.greenirene.ca.
Join us at Knock Network for Psychedelic Tuesdays. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Psychedelic Reporters. Bufo Alvarius is scouring the news wires for stories being reported in mainstream media on the psychedelic front and passing them on to Ron McNabb and Kim Cooper so they can bring them to you, our listeners, in the 60 Minutes Video News Podcast.
Tuesday evening news.
Join us on Psychedelic Tuesdays each week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all your news and information from the world of psychedelic medicine. Follow and subscribe to NOK Network on our webpage, social media, and streaming sites, including YouTube and Rumble.
Knock Network presents Peace News and Views. Patients everywhere advocating cannabis evolution. Our 90-minute video podcast speaking to people in the cannabis space with Kim Cooper. We interview patients, entrepreneurs, and professionals in both the grassroots and corporate sectors. We also review current events from around the globe and examine the evolution of cannabis acceptance and advancements being achieved globally with reintegration of this medicinal plant back into society. So join us Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Peace, News, and Views, where all consumption is medicinal consumption on knocknetwork.com. Follow and subscribe on social media and streaming sites including Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook.
I got $100 bill, man. You can keep your pills, man. It's all going wrong.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident? Searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No Sir Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine and is spreading the education across the North. Activism, resources, referrals, and more at No Sir. Don't be a jackass. Say no sir to cannabis propaganda with No Sir. Find us at www.nocer.ca.
Hi. How's it going? Thanks for joining. My hair is so thin. Like, this is literally all of my hair. And I realized when I put the sunlight behind me, it's so like ratty and thin. And it's just because it's thin. It's thin. I was going to say, I think I remember on a show once, I was like, yeah, I realized that having thin hair is like owning a cashmere sweater. It can be beautiful and soft. It's a fucking pain in the ass. Oh, fun times. So just doing a little card pull here. I do realize that I'm not going to be able to stay the entire hour this morning. I got some stuff to do. So unfortunately, I won't be here for the full hour with you. But so we have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. The imperative of the suit of swords is a master to malevolence, and here we see it finally accomplished. The queen has bound the beast's beak, concealing its cruel, gnashing teeth. Her crown is made of feathers, and her skirt is lined by swords, indicating the supple power of the blade when it is used astutely. She looks on in sad recognition of the bird's plight, but pity will not stay her from doing what is just. She restrains evil, her Judas mind glistening like a cold diamond. Okay, so when you see the queen in a reading, it is time to rein in your demons. You no longer have the excuse of inexperience, ignorance, or even fear. Use your immense intelligence and love of truth to conquer what plagues you. When you do, you'll be able to access matters of the heart with cool mental clarity and grace. So very nice card, very good card. And just a reminder that we fought the battles. We got the beast. We got the beast. And you got to deal with your own beasts. When we deal with those, when we lean into that, that's when the magic can happen. So that's when the magic can happen. And then, of course, this one popped out as well. It's a little hard to see with the reflection and the fact that it's backwards. I never figured the StreamYard. It's just me. That's my problem. That's an issue. So beautiful door, partially opened with magic and glitter spilling from the door. So Ace of Pentacles. Encased in a sturdy brick wall, a wooden door swings open, bearing the sign of the pentacle. Beyond it lay many mysteries, but a few gnarled trees suggest an orchard laden with fruit, smelling richly. Light and bubbles stream out, beckoning the reader in. Dare to cross the threshold. Immerse yourself in wonder. When you see a tantalizing opportunity, take it. This card promises great material reward for projects undertaken, particularly if there's something novel or unexplored. Though you may not be able to see over the wall and divine what you are truly choosing, dare to take the road less traveled. You may find that it pays off in the long run. Rise up to the challenge and begin your new adventure. It's pretty good confirmation right there, I have to say. And I'm also want to apologize for struggling reading those words. The printing is really, really small. And it turns out when you're about to be 45, you got to find that spot. You got to find the sweet spot. There's the sweet spot. If it's not actively light out, I literally will take a picture of it with my camera because they screw it up. So that's just the way it goes. But yeah. What? So lean in. Deal with that stuff. Deal with those demons. Face those issues. And that's the thing, when we meet our demons, when we meet our issues, when we face those things head on and face them with love and compassion, we find answers, we find clarity, and we see beauty. When we avoid them, they rear their ugly head when they want to, not when we want to. And that can cause turmoil in your life. So, yeah. Lean in. I know I'm going to. It was just the message that I needed. Because I'm far from perfect. And honestly, sharing my healing journey helps my healing journey increase. So thank you very much for being here with me. I love and appreciate you all. And I'm so thankful for you. And I can't wait for Sunday. I'm going down to the lifted market. I can't wait. Oh shit, I feel horrible in actually saying this. I don't think I actually ever made it to a lifted market. Yeah, I don't think I ever made one. Crazy. Much love, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you find gratitude and love and peace and happiness, and look for it. It's there. It's there. So see you on the 24th. So we have lifted market, and then we have an expo, and I'm not going to lie, friends, this might be my last expo. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm really testing out the cannabis space again. So let's see. Show me. I want you to show me the magic in the cannabis space that I lost sight of. So if you can help me with that, especially at this expo, that would be greatly appreciated. Much love, friends. Thank you so much for joining. Happy fucking Wednesday. We did it again, and we made it through 45 minutes. So, whoo, that's awesome. Thank you. Much love. Have a great day, and get out there and kick ass today. Yeah. Much love, friends. Thank you.
They call me Mellow Yellow.
quite rightly.
They call me Mellow Yellow.
Quite rightly.
They call me Mellow Yellow.
Quite rightly. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow.